Hey everybody, Sean from KappisCards. Back at you today with something a little bit different than what I've been doing recently. Going back to the junk wax here with this one. Met up with Jon Jabs from The Past is Alive. If you're familiar with his channel, he does a lot of old school baseball card searches. He looks for toys and stuff like that too from, back in the 80s and 90s and that sort of thing. And I bought bunch of cards from him, just some random bulk, which if you watch his channel means there's some 90 tops and stuff that I'll be mixed into the packs out of the baseball cards. But I also got a couple of wax boxes from him. I figure we'll open one up here. This is 1991 O-Pee-Chee baseball. And I got to say, O-Pee-Chee Premier, first off, I've never opened a box of these, let alone, I can't think if I've opened more than a couple of packs of these in my life. First off, because they were Canadian, right? And, I believe this was the first separate set with its own design, this sort of design, rather than just using the Topps design and putting the O-Pee-Chee logo on top of it, right? So that little logo you see right there. Of course, being Canadian, there's going to be French on there, Français, as well as Anglais. So that probably wasn't what English means in French, right? I just said it. But still, we're going to go through and open them. It's a very small set. It's only 132 cards. So I probably, 36 packs, 7 cards a pack, maybe I'd get the whole set out of the box. I would imagine. But I'm not building this set, obviously. These are going to wind up in the packs that I make in my shop, right? And I've got all the football card packs updated for now. So if you go over to the shop and check them out, that's the last football card update there'll be for a while. And we'll get some baseball card updates rolling pretty soon. This is the last baseball product I've got, I think, before I start putting some back in stock. So what's good about these being, again, the only 132 cards, most of them are going to be stars, right? So we're looking for people, of course I say that and Luis Soho greets us, but, we're looking for Griffey and Nolan Ryan and people along that kind of line. So Corey Snyder as a White Sox, Rene Gonzalez. I say stars, and there's one finally, Tony Gwynn. So why don't we set aside the Hall of Famers or something? Let's put them down there. Otis Nixon, Bobby Ojeda. Cecil Fielder is not a Hall of Famer, but I'm going to put him down anyway, right? Because I always highlight some stars in each of my packs, right? And if you're not familiar with the packs over in the shop, baseball card packs are $1.85 for 30 cards plus shipping. Most teams are available. They will be if they're not now. Very soon, but yeah, I always make sure there's a few star cards, mixed in. And then when I have hits, I mix them in too. Just at random. So a couple of Blue Jays back-to-back there. Makes sense. Expos, right? Being the Canadian product. And Rock Reigns, of course, Tim Raines, we all know what the Rock stands for, right? Is in the Hall of Fame. Still can't believe they printed that on baseball cards. Knowing how he got that nickname. So if you don't know, look it up. Don't want to lose my channel over it. Darwin, Thigpen, John Olerud, right? Alomar again. Eckersley, Hall of Famer. Ricky Henderson, Hall of Famer, right? Chris Hoyles. So again, a couple of Blue Jays in there. I wonder how much of the set, I didn't look it up. I only looked and saw that there was 132 cards, and I just assumed there'd be a lot of stars and stuff. I want to know how much of the set are Blue Jays and Expos, right? I'm willing to bet, and this is, you can see I got a run here already of duplicates, but how many of them are going to be tilted that way, right? Just because that's the audience they were selling for, right? And of course it's not like Canadians, just like Canadian teams, but just trying to get them to get more interest from their market. So Langford, Galarraga, Willie Wilson as a athletic is interesting. Juan Bell. Dale Murphy, right, should be in the Hall of Fame, if you ask me. Probably, you can make the argument for a few different players, right, especially as you get into the steroid era. But of the 1980s, probably the best power hitter that's not in the Hall of Fame, Dale Murphy. So Hassey, there's Jose Canseco. Let's put him down. We know why he's not in the Hall of Fame. Him too, Roger Clemens. Kirby is, and so is Wade Boggs. So that's what I meant, right, about this set. You can see sort of this. Let's look at one of these. We haven't looked close just to see the design, right? The kind of multicolored thing up here, but it's kind of basic-ish, right? With the French down here and on the back, right? You can see just the basic of the stats from the previous year. So We'll put Wade Boggs down there. I'll slide this over a little more because I'm sure there will be more. And we've got a lot of packs to go. Only 7 cards in each pack, so it should go pretty quick. Except the packs are being kind of difficult. Greg Olson, Conine, Simmons, Dave Righetti. I had a Dave Righetti glove growing up. You know, the signature was in the palm of the glove. I don't know why I had Yankees. I had Ron Guidry and I had Dave Righetti. Right? And I'm a Mets fan, but he bought a glove. Right? Then I had the pump glove. Right? When I was playing in high school and stuff, Eddie Murray. I had a glove that, it was during that era. It was Dwight Gooden. I don't know if I have that. I'm going to set that aside for my PC down here. I'm going to have to check that. But, in the pump era, right, in the mid-90s, right, so it pumped, like, right here, the glove, to make it kind of tighter around your hand. It was a big old outfielder's mitt, right, so you had to pump it a lot just to get it to work. It was Gooden again. Greg Olson, you can see, again, the collation here, not too different. Dave Stewart, who would be a Blue Jay the next season, right, during their World Series run. Wade Boggs again. Do I really need to put the doubles down? What the hell? Galarraga, Wilson, Juan Bell, Dale Murphy, Jack Clark. So you can see, again, with 132 cards in the set, it's very limited in what's going to be different here, but it's fun to go back, right? I was, I guess, 11 years old when this came out, and I never saw these, as a kid, except maybe probably came across some at a baseball card show and just don't remember it, right? Because this time period, I was starting to transition into collecting starting lineups more. And, coming into middle school and stuff like that. It's been probably 3 or 4 years till I was really completely out of baseball cards. Will Clark. But, yeah. It's been fun to get back into it, of course, the last few years. Hope everybody had a good Christmas, by the way. I'm going to post this just after Christmas 2023. Surprised it took me 7 minutes to mention that. That was basically the same collation, back-to-back packs. But hope you got some good cards and everything like that. Had some good food. We definitely had some good food here at the homestead. And having a lot of fun. My mom is actually helping me sort the cards that I've got. Ozzie Smith, Hall of Famer. So I'll put these in the pile, and she'll probably sort them too, right? Clemens and Kirby again with the limited collation. Yeah, she likes doing it. She's became a baseball fan after, me growing up and stuff. She's an Orioles fan, of course, because the area we live. So she was happy until they, bowed out in the playoffs. But they were a little ahead of schedule this year. Maybe they can go out and get some pitching at some point. Dawson's a Hall of Famer. Pete Shurik got a card in this set. There's Ozzie Smith again. Yeah, it's been, aside from the Dodgers going out and buying everybody, it's been somewhat quiet, I think, in the free agent realm of baseball. Of course, it's been like that the last few years, right, where it's been the early spring till it really picks up, right at the start of, the spring training. Freddie Williams, Eric Davis, a couple of nice cards. Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer. And Todd Hundley's rookie, right? I'd have jumped for joy for that in 1991 had I pulled that. But I do not even PC Hundley anymore, right? Because he had that one big year, right? He hit 40 home runs, and about a year or two later, he was shipped off, right? Because the Mets brought in some guy named Piazza. His legend goes after Mike and the Mad Dog told them to, right? After Piazza was dealt down to Florida. Mo Vaughn, that's a different one. Jeff Reardon, Oral, Junior Felix, the checklist. I should fling it like Junk Wax Sal does. Is that Frank Thomas? It's a pretty young Frank Thomas card, right? Second year-ish, right? Of course, with 1990 being his infamous rookie card. If you can find it without the name on it. Hammond, Vaughn, Reardon, Oral, Felix. I said it was rare, and then I hit it again, right? So, same collation again, back to back. I like the Liste de Controlli for the checklist in French. I probably said that horribly. Please make fun of my French all you want down in the comments. Ryan Sandberg's a new Hall of Famer. Dewey Evans, Jack Morris is a Hall of Famer. And there's the Griffey. So, finally found Ken Griffey Jr., number 56 in the set. Probably the biggest card in this set, arguably. You know? Again, it's a junk wax set, especially an early 90s junk wax set. It's not going to have anything, oh my God, right, in it. We're still way before inserts or anything like that are rare. Winfield's a Hall of Famer. Let's set him there. Just kind of making a mess of Hall of Famers now since there's so many of them, but at least that was a different pack. Nice collage going down there. But even when I, bought bulk, right, and that sort of thing, I don't come across that many of these. Every once in a while I'll get a few. There's Bernie Williams and Eric Davis again. Molitor, there's that Hundley. Now a Trammell. Yeah. Is Trammell in the Hall of Fame? I think he is. Right. Correct me in the comments. If I didn't put him with the Hall of Fame pile, I'm sorry, Tigers fans. Kirk Gibson as a Royal. Terry Pendleton about to be the MVP in that time period, right? And there's Gary Carter, which I PC Gary Carter. So that is one that I don't think I have. So it's always odd to see him in a Dodgers or a Giants uniform, right? As he did towards the end of the career. But we'll put that there with the Dwight Gooden I'm probably going to wind up keeping if I don't have it. If you're new to the channel, first off, like and subscribe. Second of all, I PC the Mets and I PC some base cards and everything. So Hubie Brooks, I guess he was coming back after being an Expo, so I gave him a card in the set. Joe Carter, of course, about 2 years away from hitting a big home run, right, when this came out. Game 6 of the World Series, Mitch Williams. Sorry, Phillies fans. Dave Winfield again. Mitchell had been an MVP just a couple of years before this came out, and they started bouncing teams. Still looking for, Nolan Ryan, I think, is the biggest card that we haven't found. George Bell, Hubie Brooks, Wallach, Willie McGee, Joe Carter, Bernard Gilkey. Gilkey's another one, had a big year, 1 year for the Mets, right? And didn't do much else. That year that Lance Johnson had an insane year for the Mets. Was that 96, 95? And they had no pitching. Jack Morris again. There's the Griffey again with Sandy Alomar Jr. behind him. So, 2 Griffies. That's nice. Put it there. The other one, sorry, I keep bumping the thing. I have no idea how many packs are left. When they're this small, I'm just grabbing. I'm not going in order or anything. So, we've hit 200 subscribers on the channel. So, I've gone through and looked before I was filming this. And I appreciate everybody coming through and subscribing. There's the Nolan Ryan. Pitched 7th career no-hitter, May 1st, 91. So that's cool. Put that right there in the middle. Vince Coleman, Jones, Albert Bell should be in the Hall of Fame too. But as I was saying, right, we've hit 200 subscribers. I appreciate all of you coming through and subscribing. Wasn't sure what had happened here, but if you're not a subscriber, definitely hit that button down there. You'll get these sorts of product updates and pack rips when I do them. Hey, there's one we haven't hit yet of a Hall of Famer, right? Cal Ripken. So, Daly, Sierra, Darryl. Carlton Fisk's in the Hall of Fame, too. Put him down there. But yeah, I do these sorts of rips and openings, and when I go to various places, I film and buy stuff off eBay. I'll film me opening them and that kind of thing. So, Robin Yount's in the Hall of Fame. So is Fred McGriff. So, I mean, if there's anything to say about this product, right, since it's Barry Bonds, right, young Barry Bonds, if there's anything to say about the product that has some redeeming quality, is you do get plenty of Hall of Famers and stars like that out of it. Now, their value is, relatively low, comparatively speaking. There's no rookie cards or anything like that of note, right, but still, it's fun to see. Of course, you see also things like this. Glenn Davis is an Oriole. It's Cal again. So, didn't pull Cal for the whole time, and I pulled 2 of them. Strawberry again, it's Carlton Fisk. Denny Martinez. It had to be in a Canadian set, right? Since he had so many great years early on with the Orioles, but then, of course, was great with the Expos, too. And he had a couple great years with the Indians in the middle. There's McGriff again. Mike Boddicker, another one, had some great years with the Orioles and then bounced around. Jimmy Key was great on those Blue Jay teams that made the World Series. Kelly Gruber, of course, was their third baseman. It looks like there is 4 packs left. So if you made it this long, I appreciate it. Must like junk wax like I do. Or just people standing here ripping and blabbing. And, you know, check out my shop over there on Etsy. I always appreciate that. Christmas might be over, but you can still get some fun gifts for yourself. Don Mattingly. We haven't pulled him yet, so that's a new one, right? Not a Hall of Famer, but I'm putting him down anyway. He's one of those that I don't even think he should be in the Hall before George Brett's another Hall of Famer we haven't pulled yet. So if you're going to build the set, you got to pull all of them too. But Mattingly, I think, if he's going to get in the Hall of Fame, you got to let Keith Hernandez in first, right? Because Hernandez was a much better defender, hit for about the same, a little bit higher average, right? Donnie had a little more power, of course, but you know, it'd be neat to let them both in at the same time. We know why Keith isn't in, right? Because Keith's a jerk to a lot of people, right? He's Keith Hernandez, right? Plus all the cocaine stuff. Nolan Ryan again. So let's put that down there. Barry Jones, Albert Bell, Leo Gomez got a card in this. Devon White, Kirk Gibson. And the last pack, right? The last pack. I'm not shitting on Keith Hernandez either. I love Keith Hernandez. I love the Mets. I've got my PC Keith Hernandez. He is one of my favorites. And that's probably a top 5 Seinfeld episode too, right? So Latvian Orthodox, that's the best one. Don't hate me on that down in the comments. Sanderson, Dixon, Gary Carter, and Ryan Sandberg. So a couple of Hall of Famers to finish us out, right? So, hey, it's fun, right? I mean, that's basically when I got this, I knew this was what it was going to be. But it's just something different, something you don't see very often, and that's why I figured I should open it here on the channel. And that's why you get, yeah, a lot of, you know, just whatever cards, right? But look how many Hall of Famers you get too, right? So something fun, something different from the junk wax here. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, please give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you over in the shop.